Financial Survival Network, helping you survive and thrive in the new economy. Go to carrylutz.com and sign up for 30 free micro trainings on financial survival.
1490 WGCH. This is Kerry Lutz. You're listening to the Financial Survival Network, and it's time for another Triple Lutz Report. You know, I do book reviews every so often when a book really strikes my fancy. There's a guy out there, John Grisham, international, renowned, bestseller, specializes in legal dramas. His first book that came to prominence was The Firm, became a movie with Tom Cruise, and The Firm was kind of a sociopathic enterprise where they stole money from clients. They did all sorts of nefarious things. It was a Nashville, Tennessee-based firm, and the firm motto was, "No one ever leaves the firm." And if you tried to leave it, they basically killed you. And Tom Cruise thought he got like the best break out of law school, this incredible old money type firm. And the more he found out about it, the more he didn't like it. From that point on, every one of Grisham's books was a bestseller. He did a couple of children's books, but with that exception, they pretty much were very formulaic. After 3 books, it was kind of, all right, I've read Grisham, enough is enough. But this book came out at the end of 2011, The Litigators, and I would say it's his first out-and-out foray into comedy. The book is hysterical. It centers on a guy by the name of David Zinc. He's an associate, a 5th-year associate in a high-powered Chicago firm that's basically in what was the Sears Tower. I think they now call it the Trust Tower. And he hates every minute of what he's doing. He can't stand it. He's doing international bond offerings for sovereign debt. He hates the people. He never even sees the clients, so he doesn't know whether he hates them or not. But he hates every day of his existence. Him and his wife want to have a kid, but basically he gets home from work, he falls into bed and passes out, so they're never able to have quiet time alone to work on the art of conception, if you know what I mean. And one day, he's going up in the elevator, and he just cracks. He can't walk into the office. His feet won't move. And he walks out of the elevator, and then the doors are about to close, and he dives back into the elevator. He runs out of the building. So he goes to this watering hole, Abner's, and he proceeds to get blind drunk. He's there for like 10 hours. His wife is trying to reach him. The office is trying to reach him. He just doesn't want to know about it because he's given up. He wants to start a new life. Finally, it's 5 o'clock, it's happy hour, and the bartender wants him out because there's nothing worse in a bar than having drunks passed out when the business class comes in for happy hour. So he puts him in a cab and doesn't want to go home. David Zinc will not go home, and he's debating what to do, and he's got this cab driver from another planet who saying, "Well, I need a destination, sir. I need a destination." And finally, he looks up and he sees on the side of a bus an ad for an ambulance chasing law firm, Finley and Figg. And he sees the address and he says, "Take me there." And Finley and Figg is obviously not in the Trust Tower. They're in a low-rent part of town, not a slum. They're in a little bungalow that Finley got as payment for a fee 30 years ago. And he gets off at Finley and Figg. He doesn't know why he's there, and he walks in and he says, "I love the place. I'm working here." And they say, like, "Who the hell are you? Like, what are you doing here?" He says, "I'm working here." And this firm is so schlocky. They have a dog, AC, and AC, some kind of mutt, but AC stands for ambulance chaser. And they've trained the dog so that when there's an ambulance within a 20-block range, AC starts growling, and they immediately run out the door and try to follow the ambulance to sign up clients. David's in their office talking to them, and they know he's blind drunk and he's insane. He's telling them, you know, "I graduated from Harvard. I worked at this law firm for 5 years. I hate it. I'm working here." And they're saying, "No, you can't work here. You're out of your mind. This is not the place for you." And all of a sudden, there's a crash, a multi-car collision in front of their office. And in this area, there's a bunch of other ambulance chasers, several doors down. So the partners immediately run out, and people are mangled and disabled, and they're like helping them out of the cars, and they've got contracts and sign here and we'll get you a big settlement. And there's a confrontation between Finley and one of the ambulance chasers across the street. David comes out, and he's blind drunk still. He's totally in another world, and he's got this huge piece of metal, and he goes to the competing attorney. He holds up the metal menacingly. He says, "These are our clients. They're our clients." And the guy runs off. And at that point, Finley and Figg, who are total losers, say, "We want him. You're our guy." His wife's a little freaked out, but he's been making $300K a year. They've saved money. She wants him home. She knows their relationship's been suffering, so she's very supportive of this insane thing, because nobody from a blue blood firm from Harvard goes to work for an ambulance chaser unless they're in dire straits. He goes, he starts working there, and they get involved in this mass tort concerning this drug, Cryox, which the plaintiff's bar, the mass tort bar, claims is killing people. And the people that it's killing are obese, diabetic, major health problems. And the lawsuit starts, and he's dragged into it, and the firm goes heavily into debt. And of course, it's a pipe dream. I don't want to send out any spoilers here, but the whole thing is a pipe dream. In the meantime, David's been cultivating clients. The book is just hysterical. For instance, they have this woman, Rochelle, who works in the office, who is from the hood. And the way Rochelle got her job there, she's the office manager, is she was involved in an accident. Figg found her in the hospital. He had put on hospital scrubs, and he had a stethoscope around his neck. And he goes to see her when she's semi-conscious, and he holds out the contract, says, "You got to sign up with these guys. They're going to get you money. These are the guys." She signs up. Of course, they botch her case. She winds up getting like $20,000, $30,000. She probably should have gotten a couple $100,000. She starts coming to the office, confronting them and yelling at them. And finally, she stops yelling at them, but she just keeps coming to the office. And one day, she starts doing work. And finally, they say, "All right, you're hired." She never stopped going there because she'd rather be in the office than in her awful apartment where life is really rotten. It's just one hysterical screw up after another with these guys. They wind up in the courtroom on this mass tort action. They're facing $1,000 an hour lawyers, and they are the little guys in town. The mass tort king abandoned them. They have to go forward with the case, or they're going to get hit with millions of dollars in sanctions and legal fees. And one by one, David's partners punk out. They have heart attacks, go on a bender, and he's left fighting this huge corporation. It's hysterical, the machinations of the courtroom. It's just one laugh after another. Highly recommended, either reading it or on audiobook. Audiobook's a lot of fun. The narrator is terrific. Audible.com, that is my favorite site for audiobooks. They're not a sponsor of the show yet, maybe one day, but if you want to have a good laugh, a good quick read, you blow through the book in a couple of days, maybe a day. I couldn't put it down because I was just laughing hysterically. It's complete entertainment. It's not a serious legal drama. It's really kind of a farce on the whole legal profession, and God knows our legal profession and our political system has become a farce or a caricature of itself. Highly recommended. Go out and get it. Send me your feedback on it. Go to CarrieLutz.com. Check out my other shows there. There's a lot of material on there. We're sending out the Financial Survival Toolkit, the revised edition. It's got great sources for you in there for buying gold, for survival gear if you're a prepper, for finding reputable gold dealers. It's got my 50 go-to sites that I look at pretty much every day in show prep and finding material to discuss, keeping you informed about what's going on. It's a great thing, and it's free. So sign up. Kerry, Kerry, Lutz, Lutz.com, and go check out the other shows. I've got like a couple hundred shows on there now. I think you'll enjoy it. The site is getting mobbed. So please check it out. This has been another Triple Lutz Report. Kerry Lutz signing out.